It's the final edition of Sctv with
Ethan Humble,
Sophie Reese,
Katie Burns,
Sam Hying,
it's me,
and Aaron Wilkins.
Good evening, and welcome back to Sctv, Simpson College's first student-run, award-winning weekly newscast. For the last time, I'm Ethan Humble.
And I'm Sophie Reese. Thanks for joining us on our final episode as your anchors.
There have been numerous health code violations recently brought against Sodexo, Simpson campus's food service.
With the majority of the violations taking place in Pfeiffer, but also some in Kent, several students have reported food poisoning in the past few weeks.
Our Katie Burns has a summary of the violations brought forth.
On March 27th, Simpson College had its annual food inspection on Pfeiffer Dining Hall, Tyler's Grill, and Sub Connection. There were 4 codes that students had concerns about in regards to the report. In one part of the inspection violation report, code 3-101.11, there was shredded cheese in a reach-in cooler on burger line that had visible mold throughout. The cheese was not in use or planned to use and was discarded immediately. Code 3-403.11 A and D, there was meatball lasagna and hold handing table was observed at 127 degrees Fahrenheit after coming directly from the oven when it's supposed to be at 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Meatballs were then pulled and put into the oven to meet the typical food temperature. In code 3-501.16 A2, several items such as yogurt and pasta salad on 2 separate cold self-serve tables were temping at 45 degrees Fahrenheit when they should be temped at 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Manager removed and replaced items with fresh items and added lids. In code 4-601.11 A, a counter-mounted can opener in the prep area was visibly soiled with built-up food debris when equipment should be cleaned to sight and touch when inspected. Manager removed from the counter and had it cleaned. On April 12th, during the SGA meeting, the group had a conversation about the health code violations with Ben Nielsen, General Sodexo Manager, to discuss the issues. The state inspection violation report was sent to students, faculty, and staff on April 13th. Sodexo was unable to give a comment at this time. For Sctv, I'm Katie Burns.
Not a great finish to the year for campus dining.
Speaking of finish to the year, next week is finals week, and it's an essential time to get some studying in.
Our Sam Hying rates the most popular study spots across campus for you students.
Final week is upon us, but you have a little problem. Your roommate is constantly playing Fortnite and always loud when you're trying to study. Does this sound like you?
Yes.
Well, come with me as I will be ranking the top study spots here on Simpson's campus.
Okay.
I'll be ranking each for the aesthetic, comfortability, and the overall noise levels. First up, we have upstairs Kent. The aesthetic, it's pretty pleasing. I'd give that about a 7.5. For the comfortability, I would give that around an 8 with those nice couches. And for the noise levels, I would give that around a 6 due to the noise from downstairs. Overall, 7.2. Now we're headed downstairs in Kent. For the aesthetic, I'd give it a 7. It's a pretty nice place, and you get to see all your friends. For the comfortability, I would give it a 4. Those chairs are not forgiving. And for the noise, I would give that a 0. It is way too loud, giving this place around a 3.6. Now we head over to Dunn Library. Ha, just kidding, great hall. For the aesthetic, I would give it a 9 out of 10. There's no better place to study than the library. For the comfortability, I would give it a 6 out of 10. Between the couches and those little chairs, it's not too comfortable. And for the noise, I would give it a 10 out of 10. It is super quiet, and it is nice to study in. Giving the library an overall 8.3. Now we check out Carver Science Hall. In Carver, we have a bunch of animals, giving the aesthetic a nice, pleasing 9 out of 10. Comfortability, I'd give it around a 6. It's got couches, it's got chairs. We'll give it a good 6 to even that number out. And for the noise, it is a solid 9. Not very loud in there at all. And how can we forget about the free study snacks they offer, giving this place an overall 9 out of 10. Next, we have the infamous Holy Grounds. For the aesthetic purposes, I would give this place a 10 out of 10. It is beautiful inside. For the comfortability, I'd give it around a 6, 7. Those chairs still a little iffy. They hurt the back after a while. And for the noise levels, I'd give it around a 6, 2. They do play tunes, but if you love the tunes, it is a great study spot. Overall, giving this place a 7 out of 10.
Well, good luck to everyone on their finals. For Sctv, I'm Sam Hying.
Even though Great Hall is no Dunn Library, it makes sense why it rises to the occasion in the rankings.
Happy studying, everyone. Our video editor, Zach Ambrose, got jealous seeing Jake, Sophie, and I have our turn at producing day-in-the-life videos.
So naturally, Ethan caved and let him make one for us this week. Here he is.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your look into the day in the life of the Sctv editor. As you can see, I just woke up. It is 7:45 in the morning, which is uncharacteristically early for me, but that's because I have a last-minute assignment I need to work on. So I'm gonna go brush my teeth and get working on that. After grinding out some homework for a few hours and not making any progress, it is time for me to get ready to go to my only class of the day, Com 111. After getting dressed and ready for the day, I am walking to class with my fraternity brothers that happen to be brothers. And that's a wrap on my only class of the day with the one and only Professor Siebert.
Thanks for watching SCTV.
And now I'm walking over to get some lunch in Kent and work on more homework until my internship. All right, and we are back in my room for lunchtime, and let me put you guys on something. This is a bacon, egg, and cheese with chipotle and honey on it. If you have not tried this, you definitely want to. After a couple more hours of grinding homework, it's time for me to head into my internship for the next 4 hours. And after my internship got done at 5, I got to come out to this massive meet against our alumni.
So we're all wearing the white tank tops today as a team, current students. We're feeling good. I think we're going to get a big win here today.
Yes, sir. After our tennis meet today, I'm here at FCA, where Mr. Jake Brend himself gave his testimonial. Next up is editing. It's time to finally get started editing with the one and only Mr. Humble.
Yep.
I'll talk to you when we're done. And that's wraps. SCTV is done for the night, and we are off to bed. One last little closing remark. Thank you to Ethan, Sophie, and the rest of the Simpson student media staff for letting me help with the editing and be a part of the team however much I was. And thank you all for watching the SCTVs for the year. Video editor, out.
It was indeed a massive alumni match, Zach. Good times reuniting with old teammates.
Moving into sports, our athletics department recently hired a new assistant coach for the women's soccer team.
She comes fresh out of playing for rival school Wartburg, and our Claire Varen has the story.
I'm Jeremy Reinert. I'm the head women's soccer coach. We're really excited to hire Coach Katie. She'll be with us in mid-June, and for us and for her, I think felt like a really good fit. She understands what it takes to win at the Division III level, and the work rate that you've got to put in, dedication that you've got to have to win as an individual and really see growth at the Division III level. So I think she's going to bring in a lot of that kind of professionalism, a lot of that organization, and kind of how we elevate the program to being an elite team. I think she's going to really help us make that jump. I think there's a lot of goals that we have going into next season, and I think it starts with us is that we're ready to win a championship. We've got to take that next step and understand how to perform through that conference tournament. But along the way, we have a lot of other goals as well. We want to compete for a regular season conference championship. We want to be one of the best teams in the region. We want to do really, really well academically. We want to provide a really good JV experience, and I think Coach Katie's going to come in and be able to really elevate our abilities to deliver on all of those opportunities.
Hi, I am Katie Berglund, Coach Katie. So not a lot of people know this, but during my recruiting process, way back when I was looking on where I wanted to play, Simpson was an opportunity and an option for me, and I really liked who Jeremy was. Just at the time, it wasn't for me to be at Simpson, and so I ended up choosing Wartburg. I played my last 4 years as one of their starters, and I thoroughly enjoyed my experience here. Around my junior year, and then more progressively my senior year finishing up, I knew I wanted to coach at the college level. So my major is actually in physical education with health and coaching endorsements, but this year I really pushed towards that dream of coaching college athletes, because I knew I wanted to play a huge part in fellow female athletes' lives. So I started just kind of reaching out to my past head coach, who's now coaching in Virginia at a D3, and my old club coaches, and they started just sending me a bunch of job openings. And specifically, Simpson reached out to my old head coach and was like, do you have any names in mind? And she reached out to me and was like, is this something you would be interested in? And I was like, definitely, just because I played in the same conference. I know who Jeremy is as a person, as a coach, and then it really worked out for me. It's definitely turning gears, going from a player to a coach, but I have seen the growth of Simpson's program the last 4 years, and to see what they accomplished this last season made me really excited to become part of the staff. I've talked to Marty and Jeremy, and we're really just looking to, we feel like they've reached kind of that like hump that they can't quite get over, and we're really looking to get over to the other side. I mean, the program, like I said, has turned a new leaf, and they've gradually begin to get better with each season, and other teams in the conference have noticed that. And so a big goal of mine is to make it to the NCAA and just like have an appearance, just because I know the program hasn't in several years. But that just means coming in day one on the same page, fit, ready to go, because essentially the games at the beginning of our season can make or break the end of our season. So I'm really excited, and I mean, I can't wait to start working with the girls. So
sounds like a great addition to the team. Who knew good things could come from Wartburg?
For sure, but the peace wouldn't last long, as our baseball team would host none other than the Knights at McBride Field on Saturday.
Our Aaron Wilkins shot the highlights from the diamond.
The Simpson Storm took on the Wartburg Knights in a 3-game series last weekend. Freshman pitcher Easton Dunwoody started on the rubber for the Storm. He pitched a solid 5 innings. Coming into pitch after Dunwoody for a few innings each was Zach Duker, Max Crooks, and Dylan Schley. The Storm may have gave up 10 runs this game, but they had the bats rolling as they had 12 hits and 14 runs. Brady held, Will Carlock and Aiden Ruprecht led the Storm with 3 hits each. Lucas Jewell had 2 and Ian Baldwin had 1. Let's take a look at Ian Baldwin leg out this RBI double. Baldwin just gets in there for a double with some good aggressive base running. Here's one of Held's 3 hits, as he would go on to have a game-changing 2-run bomb in the bottom of the 8th. I think it's worthy to note that the umpire was not as excited as he was and ejected him for very poor reasoning. Let's take a look at Brady's home run. The umpire decided to eject him for the bat flip at the beginning here. This is a pretty controversial call considering it is a tied game in the bottom of the 8th and Brady hit a no-doubt home run. The Storm went on to break their 10-game losing streak with winning both games on Friday. The Storm will take on Coe College this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Reporting for SCTV, I'm Aaron Wilkins.
Some great wins on Saturday led to the Storm looking for a series sweep in Sunday's finale.
Our and We Are Iowa's Jake Brent has your highlights from the game.
Simpson hosting Wartburg, tied at 2 in the 3rd inning. Wartburg at the plate to second base. It's a diving stop by Lucas Jewell. Nice play by the former Ankeny Hawk. We're still tied at 2, and here's Des Moines Christian product Trey Castile. Throws him a chair, gets him looking, strike 3 called. Castile had 8 strikeouts on the day. To the 7th, still a tie game with runners on. Cody Grasmick makes the play. That's a 1-6-3 double play to end the inning. But Wartburg goes on to win in extras 4-2.
Well, 2 for 3 still isn't bad. They're getting back into the win column.
In other sports, Ethan's men's tennis team fell to Nebraska Wesleyan on Wednesday and Loras on Friday before defeating Dubuque on Saturday.
We will have one last pair of home meets on Saturday at 10 and 2. Sterling Pariza, Michelangelo Vianney, and Alex Catchpole competed at the NCAA Championships hosted at Penn State University.
While Spencer Moon, Laura Callum, and Tegan Booth ran in Wisconsin, the rest of the team made the short trip over to Central for a duel with the Dutch.
However, both teams would narrowly lose. The women fell 71-69, while the men lost 70-59. There were a bunch of strong individual performances.
The women's golf team would finish second of the 5 teams at the Battle of Waterloo. Maddie Stryker won her 3rd career individual title.
The men's team traveled to Nebraska Wesleyan and claimed 8th place out of the 10 teams that competed. Jack Wahman led the Storm's efforts, shooting an 80 in each of his 2 rounds.
Well, Ethan, with this being not only our final SCTV, but also one of our last weeks at Simpson, I'm getting a little emotional.
Me too. I know we're all going to do great out in the big world, but we must stay in the moment as our Simpson careers come to a conclusion.
Agreed. I decided it was only fair we highlight all of our graduating seniors and student media and see what's next for them.
Student media has taught me a lot about not only the technical skills related to journalism, but also the soft skills that you need to be a successful individual just in this world in general.
Yeah, definitely just gaining the confidence to go up and approach anyone, to ask any questions that I need to for stories, approaching either professors or just head of departments, things like that. It's definitely going to help me out in the future when I need to deal with, maybe clients I might be scared of or CEOs of companies. So yeah, I'll definitely take that forward.
I would say never be afraid to try and learn something new. You might have no experience with something, like I had never even touched Premiere Pro before I started editing. And you'd be surprised at how quickly you can learn something new and how quickly you can become pretty good at it.
Simpson Student Media has really helped me. I have learned so much professionally, and I've really grown some relationships that, while they might not necessarily be beneficial going towards my future, they're definitely beneficial to get that insight and create that relationship that makes me feel better going into the working place.
I used to be a very shy, not confident person at all, but student media has really helped me reach out and get out of my comfort zone and try many new different things. And without student media, I really don't think I'd be where I am today, so I'm pretty thankful for that.
I would say the people. The people are very energetic in the class. They are really excited about writing for news and also just learning different things on how you can get to the right career path when it comes to journalism, marketing, communications, interactive media as a whole.
I'm gonna miss Ethan Humble too. He's now going to a rival station of mine, so we're not gonna be able to do our daily or nightly bonding where we cook each other meals and hang out, because we're gonna be rivals now. So I honestly don't even think I'll know his name after this.
My favorite part was probably writing my opinion papers on my perspective of my life and relatable things. But yeah, and just making friends. I didn't have any friends coming in here, and but yeah, through the media, through that class, I made a few friends.
Some advice I would give is pick a few things your freshman year and kind of go after them and chase every journey that you want your first year, and even if it leads into your second year, and go with the one you love most.
So I will be serving as a multimedia journalist and reporter over at KCCI 8 News in Des Moines.
I will be working for DG Metal Works. They are a metal fabrication company as an outside salesman.
Well, I've been applying for multiple marketing coordinator roles, also just graphic design based roles as well. So just doing print advertisements, brochures, postcards, posters, things like that.
So my whole senior year, I've been the weekend sports anchor and a sports reporter at We Are Iowa Local 5 in Des Moines, and I will continue to do that after I graduate. So I'll be there for the next couple years.
So I'm not going to go straight into a full-time job. I've been working at a golf course the past 3 years, and I'm just going to do that again this summer, be able to have fun for another summer, kind of do what I like before really making a big step and going into a full-time position. I'll be going into sales rep position eventually, but I'm going to hold it off for a little bit.
I'm going to hopefully be working at a marketing business that does a lot with photo editing, video editing, and website design, stuff like that.
My future is a little bit up in the air right now. I've applied for some temporary jobs. I'm not looking for anything too serious yet, but I'm looking for going out of state soon.
After graduation, so I have a May term, taking my 319 internship in May. I'm working with Scottish Rite Park in West Des Moines, retirement condominium.
I'm going to Channel 13, and I'm actually going to be the TV producer of the lifestyle talk show Hello Iowa, so I'm really excited for that.
Catch you on the flip side.
Cashing out, baby.
Say bye-bye. No?
Peace out.
Take it easy, Simpson.
Bye, love you.
See you, Simpson. It's been real.
This is Katie Burns, signing off.
I almost forgot one thing. You stay classy, Simpson.
It's a great group. I'll miss you all dearly.
Last but certainly not least, Ethan has your recap from this year of SCTV.
Good evening and welcome back to SCTV.
Let's get lit at Tyler's.
Serving alcohol here in Tyler's. And the big time header there, end of October.
Receive the scholarship, explain how since this semester I sat down with some students to get there.
There's also one place to move on a new facility. We're gonna take a coffee drink.
Ice vanilla latte.
Whoever can find it.
Time Republican incumbent Chuck Grassley's.
He's graciously agreed to
stepping in for you. Humble this week. It's great to be here.
My mentorship program is underway.
Back to Jacobs and makes the kill.
Athletes are the sport at the time. Good performances in this race.
120 left again. There's Eldred Borea getting it on Jeter, although it has been.
Classes offered on campus, they're knowledge.
Remaining 3-0 and
Still, it's Simpson's way of helping with university.
1876.
4 weeks after it was announced, former head.
You know it's nice. It's one of the words I can't stand.
D1 babies goes to
Maria Hying this year improved on it. Thanks, man.
Reporters going at it.
Actually, that's awesome.
The Simpson athletic program this year.
And got students' opinions about the musical
game. It was a comeback for the century.
Very excited about this season. Let's see what Emma.
Question! Sophie!
I say like get myself in the zone, and I
Texas showing out for our girls in the second.
over Maria Diaz from Morton.
We stand by our core.
2. And this year, I will eat
Chicken patties and drink bag milk.
Call 1-800-BETS off and no student athletes.
the hot dog talk.
Thank you.
His opponent tries to hit him with a reversal.
We're all in Sophie Reese leading the team.
Been admitted to Simpson College. Once.
House. Storm Challenge Mountain, who is threatens death if he is severely used.
Management Brian Schultes plans on getting
Day before every episode. And yes, male newscasters also.
Fifth year senior Brady Held gives us a tremendous.
Freshman Cameron Martin, looking to get one of her own. Ethan Humble had a video he wanted to show us all.
Actually not too worried about it. It'll be fine. Healthy foods.
You stay classy, Simpson! I can't believe it's all coming to an end, but I will forever be grateful for the opportunities that SCTV has provided me. I will never forget the good times we had while filming, editing, and just getting to be around everyone. And a big thanks to Ethan for allowing me to work alongside him this year. It's been phenomenal.
You're welcome, Sophie. It's been a pleasure working with you, too. It is my pleasure to serve as your SCTV news director this last year. All the late nights, last-minute scrambling, and stress involved with providing you with your news week after week, I'm happy to say it was more than worth it. I wouldn't trade this experience for the world. As announced in the April Fool's episode, Sam Hying and Aaron Wilkins will be taking over as co-directors next year, and I have no doubt they will both do an excellent job keeping the newscast going into the next academic year.
Well, that's going to be all from us here tonight, one last time.
We humbly thank you for your time. Sam and Aaron will be back next week with you for their first episode as the new directors of SCTV. Until then, you stay classy, Simpson.
I was starting to lose it there.
That was good.
But
felt good.
yeah.
Sorry.
The last one.
Had to let that out.
That's it.